Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week, the start of 2023. We've made it through that first week, hopefully, as successfully as possible for most of us. And we're starting this week off. Today's Monday with a bang. Um, just had a couple hours ago two back to back X class solar flares. So if you were feeling at all really tired, wonky, or just strange. I know the last two times these X classes have happened, I've just felt like, uh, definitely a little sleepy, a little disconnected and spacey, but also just like, the thought in my head is like, oh, I just don't feel like right. That is like something, it's not like something feels wrong, and it's just really an interesting thing. I can't pinpoint sort of the verbiage for it, which is it just felt um like I was just like, oh, this is different. It's different. It's like, oh, my body feels different. I'm not really sure what's going on. So, I mean, theoretically, with those flares, is it supposed to be sort of representative of us getting downloads, big downloads and upgrades and shifts in the body? So it wouldn't surprise me if, like things were being altered that I can't see, uh, or changed and, enlightened. But it definitely feels very different. So, yeah, I'm just holding on to some selenite right now because it was like, yeah, that was a little weird. Anyway, so we're gonna do the read for the week and see what we have in store for this second week of January. So I'm going to do an overall, I've got the map and the seven sacred energies. So let's see. I believe both decks are by Colette Baron Reed. Oh, I just threw a whole bunch of cards on the floor. It's like a whole bunch, so I'm going to leave them. They don't want to be in there. All right. We got Shining Through. So again, that big burst of energy. Yeah, I feel like it's just like we're going to keep just going through these big, huge shifts, and how we do it is this like intense energy is going to come through, but not to let it like sideline us, right? If this is like the flower or the lotus, it's not really a lotus, it's more of a, I don't know what kind of flower, but it's in full bloom. It's just like, poof, and the light is just emitting through the center. So it kind of goes back to a little bit of last week, which was it's time to start like opening up and showing ourselves and stepping forward and allowing this energy to shine through us. So yeah, a continuation it looks like for this week. Let's do the map cards here and see what they have to say. And then after, I'm gonna take a look at those cards on the floor, and I'll save it for the end if there's anything important that comes through in there. We also got cleaning house. So again, I know like this is like it's like the readings are ad nauseum the same message every week, but this is again just making sure that we're not hanging on to stuff we don't need. Um, the best way energetically too to like prepare yourself is to like literally clean house. So make space in your space for the things coming in, and that's the same to be said for the body too, right? Cleaning house. We've been getting this message the same the last couple of weeks. So, um, you know, going on a cleanse or stepping up the vitamins and minerals and all the good stuff, getting enough sleep. So cleaning the interior of the body and the mind, right? Also not if you're feeling scattered and cluttered and like you're um yeah, like if you're struggling through this shift, but it's because we're still hanging on to a lot of baggage and a lot of old karma. It's like really, pushing it to the surface to be cleansed and cleared. So, that's the continuation of our work that we want to keep doing. So, start to definitely take more of a look at those areas in your life. So if you want to like really be shining that energy through, right? Um, it needs a clear vessel. And that's for everything in our life. So whether it's actually our physical environment, um, I always do, I didn't get to it this weekend, but over the next couple weekends, my goal is always um, just I do this house top to bottom and I get in every nook and cranny and wipe everything down and just clean, like do a deep, deep cleaning. If that's not something that you're able to do, um, just even just throwing out like the old stuff. So, maybe like I got a couple of new pieces of clothing for Christmas. And so it's also time for me to go through my closet and get rid of anything that I'm not using. So it's those kinds of things. So it's typical January kind of new uh, bringing that stuff in and doing the work around it. So if you're struggling in terms of just like if you're just trying to do it through meditation and you're like this isn't working for me, um, do it on a different physical level, physical, mental, spiritual level, and start the cleanse, right? Um, that could be also too, like when we talk mentally, is it's like make sure again, like it's what is coming in, what is our diet of everything that's all energy coming into us, whether that's water, food, or in the environment, in our environment, are we getting outside enough? Are we getting enough sunshine and nature connection? But also, what are we, again, it comes back to this thing. What are we distracting ourselves with? What are we listening to? Like, if you're listening to hopefully by now you're not too addicted to the news. Some people are. Um, you know, but listening, it even comes down to like the music you're listening to on a daily basis. Like, is it making you happy? And if it's not resonating or it's causing bad memories or sadness, it's like address those and then move on. But also, you might want to look at switching up the frequency that's coming into your space. So same thing too. Like you can also cleanse your space by like I'm always smudging during these videos because it's important. Just keep clearing the space. Maybe you want to go buy yourself some crystals or crystal lamps, right? Some selenite. You could get more salt lamps, that kind of thing. So just really working on keeping our vibration um, clear and clean and clutter free, and that's like mentally, spiritually, and physically. So that seems to be what the overall theme for the week is. Let's get into the day by day and see where we're at. All right, let's take a look at Monday. This week I'm using the portal cards. I feel like they're just going to be with this kind of energy that's coming in. It's very off planet, very otherworldly. So those cards very much speak to that galactic family um, and our history and that kind of thing. I also got a new beautiful deck from my friend Chris. Thanks, Chris. I don't know if you watch or not. This is a continuation, the same person that made uh, Work Your Light, the Starseed Oracle, and this is called the Rose. Uh-oh. I just forgot the last second part of it. The Sacred Rose? No, that's not it. Anyway, that's the deck I'm using. It's brand new. I just consecrated it and imbued it with some good energy, and I wanted to use it because it's new and it's just kind of beautiful. It's not overtly feminine, but it's really interesting. It's just got some good messages in it too, and it's a beautiful deck. And then we also got the Angel Dreams. So I just like this because it's got good variety of things for us to be focusing on. All right, taking a look at Monday. Yeah, I don't suspect that this is going to be a I don't think from here on out they're going to be light weeks. But we're definitely, um, we're in the thick of it. And I do actually think that there's going to be some pretty significant changes over most of January and through 2023, 2024. So yeah, just here we are. We've been talking about this time and space for well, I first kind of got introduced to it all just before 2012, and now here we are, and yeah, I feel like it's really just it's happening, and it's not going to happen overnight. Um, but some of these shifts are like, I think this X class that came in was like, it's like the prep for like, okay, get ready because big changes are coming. Anyway, so Monday, the first card we got is the Sirius Star Blessing. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So yeah, and I'd have to go and research it, but I'm pretty sure there is a connection to Sirius right now. Just that it's like it is one of the current open portals. So, and that we're getting a lot of Sirian energy coming in to help with this shift. So the big one here is the same kind of theme we had last week, which is be seen. It's like, it's okay to start stepping out and putting your intuition, your heart out there, and not being worried about people calling you crazy or anything like that. It's just like it's that shining through thing. If you want to be that bright, radiant light, it's there for the taking for us right now. And so we need to, stop holding back and stop being small and dimming our light so that we don't disturb the status quo, and just, really coming out and saying, I'm a divine spiritual being and I'm going to start using all the power that I have because that's where we are right now and it's time. The dream card is crown chakra. Well, this one calls purple third eye. So third eye and clairvoyance. So again, just keying us in that we're getting more information all the time. It's just a matter of we got to start listening and acting on and allowing this information to come in a positive and, you know, benevolent way, right? That's comfortable for you, where it doesn't throw you off your access because it's too much coming in. So again, we'll go back to that thing too, is ask your guides for help. Ask them to slow it down or speed it up depending on where you feel you're at. Ask them to only reveal and show things to you in a pleasant and benevolent manner, so that you can easily integrate those sorts of things. From the rose deck, we got the bud, potential, promise. It's about to happen. Keep going. That's funny because, woo, that card flew. This one was like push through. So it's like if the doubts are coming in and you're not seeing results and those sorts of things, it's just saying we're just in the rose hasn't fully bloomed yet. We're just in the bud stage. Um, Keep nurturing it and keep listening and allowing it to grow so that we can get that full bloom and then we can shine through, right? So, yeah, trusting your intuition, using your third eye more. So, not just like intuition, but in discernment about what's going on and what's true and what's not. So, yeah, Monday, busy day, just um, but in terms of, there's big energy coming in, and the universe and our guides are just saying it's all there for the taking. You just have to tune in and you just have to ask for how you want to start integrating and processing. So that's Monday. All right, looking at Tuesday. Yeah, we haven't done a full day by day week read for a while, so kind of interesting. Oh man, we're just getting, yeah, we're just gonna, it's funny because I was like, I probably should have just done the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing again because I already can see we're just getting the same messaging. Okay, so Tuesday, we're looking at angelic frequency. Angels are here, you're safe, potent connection. The Rose Oracle gave us open, say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. And then the last one we got was dolphin. So cosmic consciousness, breath, sacred geometry. So yeah, by Tuesday, that and it wouldn't be surprising that those some with the sun giving us back to back huge flares, that the energy coming in is more it's more galactic in nature, meaning it's delving into that sacred geometry. So if you don't know what sacred geometry is, that's it might be a nice little like starting point for you to just go look. It's all those things of interconnectedness, like we got with on Holding Space Sunday, the divine matrix, right? The flower of life, that sacred geometry, that everything is equally replicated and all connected. That's the simplest way to explain it. But cosmic consciousness is also probably the key of that dolphin card. Is it's like, again, the information is coming in, be open, say yes, expand, even though it's extreme and it feels like a lot, and trust life. Trust that this is all happening with divine purpose, to awaken us all, to bring us up to our full potential so that we can finally heal this planet and humanity from thousands of years of not good conditioning. We'll just put it that way. And again, keep asking for help. It's there. I also have noticed this week for me on the weekend, my ancestral line is very much right behind me. They know something's going down too. So people that have passed that I haven't seen in a you know since I was 11 years old are making their presence known. Like, and they're not standing at the end of my bed freaking me out. I just know that they're here. Like I know both my grandpas are here. Both my great aunt and my grandma are like right here. They're not there all the time, but I keep getting senses of their presence, and they keep giving little signs and symbols too. So my grandma always, I mean, pennies was the big thing in our family. You find a penny, you pick it up. The rest of the day, you'll have good luck. Um, but in this case, when we phased the penny out, and it was right fairly close to her passing. Um, so all we had, the next step up was, well, nickels, but I didn't resonate with them. So it's become a thing in the family where it's like, anytime I find dimes, I know it's her. And I've been finding dimes again. So yeah, little things like that. It's going to be different for each of you, how your ancestral line comes in, but they're there to help you too. Um, like you are like the fruition of their life. They, I think in our heart of hearts, we always know the plan was, everything they did in their life was to get to this point so that you were here. Whether you have, terrible connections within that family line, everything was always done because we knew at the one point, the person here to do the work is you and your, maybe your siblings and things like that. So just be aware that, they're cheering you on. They're your big cheerleaders because they didn't necessarily, they laid the path, but they may not have got to finish the ultimate um, mission of this planet. And so now they're like, we're the great big hope, right? That we're the ones that make this change. And so, just know, like, I don't, they're not giving me specific advice necessarily. Sometimes There's like a little message will come through, but mostly they're just there to cheerlead because they came for the big show. Everybody's been waiting for this shift for millennia. So, just let them have your back. And if you need something, ask them. Just say, I'm not getting this. Like, I need help. I need some guidance, some signs, some symbols. Um, and they're definitely more than willing to help you. I know they are. Mine are all saying right now, they're just like, yeah, what do you need from us? We're so excited about this process. So, anyway, that's Tuesday. All right, let's take a look at Wednesday. Well, so far it's been it's been a busy week, and we're only 2 days in. That being said, make sure you still are practicing as much self care as possible because you don't want to deplete yourself to the point that that we're just so exhausted we can't go through this process, right? Okay, yeah, and that's coming up already right now. Okay, so Wednesday, we got Sword of Light, Divine Protection, Cords Are Cut, Breakthrough Energy. So this is great because it's almost like we don't this isn't work we're doing. This is like the outside work that's surrounding us. We're divinely protected as we go through this thing. The cords that cleaning up that I was talking about, the divine is helping us cut those cords. Sword of Light is always Archangel Michael. So if you feel like things are getting stuck though, and not getting dissolved or cut or like they're still clinging on to you, call on Archangel Michael and just ask for the help. Just say like, we need to put an end to this attachment, this cord, whatever it is, whether it's habits, addictions, just feeling that you can't shake or something from the past that you're really struggling to get over. And just know it's that card that's just saying like it's happening and they're orchestrating a bunch of things. So it's kind of also a be in the flow and allow things to happen. And by Wednesday, that breakthrough energy is really big. So you'll see some results, some more tangible results by Wednesday of all your work. We're going to jump to this card because we got it again, the bathroom card, which is cleanse and clarify. So we're still in that process of just making sure that everything, it's almost like, yeah, what's the best way to put this? There is a lot of fear energy out there right now. And it's like we just get everything cleaned up and then you let the dog in and he's been in a mud puddle and he runs through the house and you're just like that time doing all that cleaning. So it might be a continuous cycle where things keep getting stuck to us a little bit, in terms of lower negative energy and those kinds of things. Even if we're doing everything right, like cleaning constantly, it's like, let's be vigilant. It's almost like it's a virus and we're going to get rid of it. We just have to be vigilant about taking our vitamins, keeping, in good shape physically, mentally, spiritually, so that and cleansed and cleared, and that we're clear, you know, we've clarified what we want, right? We're not inviting just whatever comes in, right? It's part of that manifestation thing. Like, what do you want to see? Make sure we're just continuing to do that work. That is our work. Also, for Wednesday, we got the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. It's funny because for me, that's sort of coming up. It's like we were that little bud. Oops, I just banged everything. We were that little bud, and it's like we're not going to not bloom. It's just that, like, oops, we forgot to water ourselves for 2 days. Or like we fell off the wagon and went to wing night and had like too much to drink. And that's fine. It's fine. Just pick back up, cleanse and clear everything again, and just keep that process going, right? So don't beat yourself up and don't be like, oh, I'm going to miss it now. And there is no missing it. We're not going to miss it. That's not really how that works. It just means that, like, as we go through this process, though, if you're not in a good alignment, it maybe isn't going to feel really great, and it's going to be feel really disconnected um, and wonky, right? So, you know, it's just like it's one of those things. It's like, do you want to go into this in the in your peak performance, your best shape? Yes, you do. Um, you don't want to come in all tired and sad and hungover, and you're still going to go through we're still going to go through the process, but it might be a little more rough, right? So let's take that opportunity to just be nice to ourselves and go through this in the most, you know, clarified way that we can, right? So again, continuing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this Wednesday still is about cutting cords, making sure we're cleansed, and that it's still happening and new possibilities are always coming in. So that's Wednesday. All right. Got to flip those over. Okay. Let's take a look at Thursday. Okay. Putting the energy of Thursday into the cards. This is the part you usually don't see me do. Okay. Let's take a look at Thursday. Jumpy cards. Yeah, and this week too, I believe I'm not up on all of my astrology. I gotta get better at that because I really think that is gonna be the key for us, the marker for things for us. So to follow over these next couple of years, like spirit and source and whatever the universe, whatever you want to call it, does not work in a linear fashion. It isn't time and space. So I think astrology was put out for us so that we could track when these events were going to start to occur. So if you want to look for time and space, it's better to, how this is all going to go down. It's probably better to look at the astrology. That being said, it's really, there is a Friday the 13th. I think there's only 2 this year or 3. So the first one is this Friday. So we'll see what that brings. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at Thursday first. Okay. So we got the central sun. Um, the central sun is stuff. It's sort of like the source of all creation. And so when these solar flares are coming through, the energy that's coming through them for the downloads and upgrades is actually coming from the sun behind the sun, which is the central sun. I know there's not physically a sun there. It's just an energetic entity. Anyway, the central sun is abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. We also got unicorn, which is innocence, trust, and honesty. And we got these cards don't totally go together, so I'm gonna have to think about this. The grandmothers. Yeah, again, it's just our ancestors are right behind us. Remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. So by Thursday, I think what it's really weaving together is that, and again, the power of the unicorn is like super magical, right? Like, all my unicorns. And this is the reason we don't see them on this plane anymore is because they're higher dimensional beings. So maybe this is actually just an indication too that we can start working with that energy. It's the same as the dragons, the sea, like Ogopoco and those kind of things. That energy is because we're rising up in frequency, we're going to start to be able to tap in and get into that energy again. So if you want, some good energy to work with is the unicorns, the dragons, the fairies. I know that's like right out in left field for some of you. You're like, what? But I think the reason that that they disappeared off this planet is because when Atlantis fell, I don't think it sunk into the ocean. Like it wasn't, it's a metaphor for the fact that we fell dimensionally to the third dimension. And that's why we've been trapped here, is because of, you know, you can go into the whole uh, lore around Atlantis and Lemuria, but I think that we were very high functioning 9 to 10 dimensional, maybe even more society, and we had technology and we had better intuition, all of those things. But the fall was actually a dimensional fall. So we crashed into 3D and we got stuck. You know, those that survived, some souls went elsewhere. Um, Unfortunately, we're stuck in this low density, and we've been trying to get it right since. And it's been very difficult. Some people in this lifetime have managed. Oh, did you see that smoke ring? It was like in a complete swirl. Anyway, I saw it, so that's. But see what we're talking? We're talking about energy, right? And so we're coming up in this field, so it's like time to start working with that. So yeah, we're getting these codes through the sun. So like I said, like by the end of the week, we're gonna start to see our abilities and how we see things, our perception that was in the our perspective in this. Again, our ancestors are backing us up. um, Remember your roots, but also understand that the perspective is changing. We're getting more information. So I know that's kind of like all over for a message for Thursday, but I feel like it's almost like one of each of these cards will appeal to one of you, and not all three will. Um, so yeah, it's just I think we're all just doing a bunch of different work at the moment. And so just whatever of those resonates with you, just allowing it's about allowing that frequency to rise and to see it from a different perspective in terms of just what I talked about. The whole Atlantis Lemuria kind of thing is like, when you first hear that we smashed down 3 dimensions, it's like with the unicorns stayed up here and all the cool energetic beings and off-worlders, but the human race, unfortunately, we're down in the muck and the mire, and we've been spending 20,000 years trying to climb back up, and we're finally here. So, yeah, I know. That was a little off for Thursday, but we're going to leave it there because that was also a lot of information if you have not delved into this energetic field about the third dimension to the 12th dimension to, that's the thing about the universe. It's like everyone always says they want to go to space, which is really funny because there's nothing there. It's just dark and there's stars, maybe and cosmos. I mean, those things would be cool to see, but it's silent and dark. Um, because that's what portals are about. It's about going dimensionally places. So the last frontier, which is always funny in Star Trek, they always say space, the final frontier. But I think the final frontier is, and we're already coming into it, is the mind and being able to access these different dimensions and to raise our own frequency so that we are, I know, it's a lot of information for a Thursday. But anyway, that's Thursday. Take what you resonated with you out of it, and leave the rest if it doesn't. But just like, yeah, it's honestly just a continuation of letting us know that things are changing and shifting. We're going to see things quite differently. We're also going to be tapping into different things like unicorn energy and that kind of stuff. So that's Thursday. All right, taking a look at Friday the 13th this week. Um, I know normally it gets a bad rap, which is really funny because anytime something like that is co-opted and like gets a bad rap, it's usually because they're trying to hide something that's actually good by making it look like it's bad so that you'll put some fear into it. So don't put fear into it. Don't feed the fears. It can actually be a very benevolent and lucky day, to be perfectly honest, in most cases. So yeah, don't put into the don't put into the superstition that gets us in a lot of trouble. It's usually pretty negative in its connotation, so don't dabble in it. Just keep saying the 13th is going to be the best day ever, because it is. All right, let's take a look at Friday. Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens and resolution. Oh, seriously, just want the angelic voices to pipe up there. Okay, so yeah, that's good. Actually, I don't have a lot to say about that, except that we did also pull obsidian, which is grounding, shielding, and the void. So even though I just said all that stuff about not putting fear into your day on the 13th, just make sure though that you're in a good energetic space and you're not letting outside, because again, this could be that the outside world is going to lose its because of everything going on. They don't understand, right? So just make sure you're not taking on everybody else's energy. Maybe you want to go get some obsidian or tourmaline, or the darker stones tend to like absorb negative energies better, but so does selenite. Selenite's a great one to have to like absorb negative energies as well. So just make sure you're feeling grounded and shielded. So you're not letting, again, that's also being discerning and not listening to other people's rhetoric and letting it bring you into the place of fear, right? This is just letting us know we're now coming together. There's harmony. Um, yeah, it's the resolution is at hand, so that's kind of cool. Um, the Rose Oracle, we got a rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. Oh my God. That if that's the end goal for Friday, at the end of the day, if we just got to spend a little bit of time shield Wonder Womaning off other people's negative bullshit. That's what we do all day. But by the end of the day, we have the right to your joy, to peace, to sweetness of life. I'm just going to leave it there because we're also like the Pleiadian activation is the harmony in the heavens. So let's just allow that energy to come through. Staying in a little grounded and shielded, protected place, but starting that shine through that was the beginning of the week and pushing that energy out. As soon as we recognize that that's the place we're in, it's like, yep, it's that, the song is just coming into the head. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That's Friday. Okay, taking a look at Saturday. Cards everywhere here again. Well, it's quite weak. We're definitely in this, it's a different space because, normally it would be like, I think when I started readings, it was definitely more focused on, what was going on in the outside world and how that was going to shift. I mean, there is like a lot of crap going on there right now, and it's still doing it's shifting and changing right now, and it's going to continue to. So, just let it play. It's playing out its thing, and that's the big thing we have to realize is we don't need to be involved in that, um, unless you'll know when you need to be involved in it, when you need to speak up for something or those kinds of things. But I think the general consensus I'm getting is it's, we're not the front line of that. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. Ooh, okay, we got two of those. Okay, Saturday. What an interesting day. Oh, we're getting repeat cards, so I have to read them because um, you just have to, to put them. Okay, oh, that's funny. I'm just gonna look. Sorry. No, okay. So for Saturday, we haven't had this card yet, but the Ancestral Realm, Karmic Release, Healing the Lineage and Boundaries. So again, just, getting this alignment coming in and getting everything in place and space and time. Yeah, we're just doing the work, right? Sam's going nuts. Got people coming over and stuff. So anyway, yeah, and just knowing that the lineage is being healed. So keep doing the work, but keep the boundaries around like again, not letting in people, if there's things in your family that are just really deep dark karma, and you know, maybe that's not you that needs to process that. Acknowledge it. um, Put up your boundaries around it. Like, I'm not dealing with that, but hand it over to your ancestors. They can still deal with it. We also got the second bloom again, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. So again, there's still stuff coming in, and it feels like by Saturday again, there's that, like, we keep getting these little bouts of doubt, right? That this isn't happening, nothing's going on, I'm not capable of this, I'm totally messing it up because I'm not paying attention. It's like, take a breath, start again, get back up on the horse, go again. Because we also got, again, obsidian, the grounding, shielding, that kind of thing. So again, boundary, it's still important to keep all these things. We can't just go willy-nilly and be like, oh, it's going to be fine, I'm just going to go headlong into this new energy. It's like, still make sure you're putting up all your, like, things so that, you know, you're not getting thrown off by fear and other things. But we also got, again, angels, support and guidance. So again, with the angels, and this week is all about the angels and ancestors. Isn't that funny? Now I want to read from that deck, but you know what? I'll probably read for that deck for the closing, because that's going to be the title of this video. It's like, we have to rely and ask for help when we start feeling that, like, you know, we're not getting anywhere. It's like, turn to your team. It's like telling us, like, your ancestors are behind you, the angels are behind you. Just keep asking for the assistance. Don't give up. Like, don't give up. We are going through this. It is happening. You may not see things all the time. We might have some setbacks, right? But the thing is that we need to bloom and let the light shine through. And the best way we do that is to just keep on going, and learning these lessons. And that's the big key right now, is that I'm getting, is rely on your team, call in your team, the angels and ancestors. That couldn't have come through. It almost came through almost every day in this reading. So for Saturday, it's just like, just keep building that team. It's funny, I can feel my family standing right behind me. Like, they're in a line, and it's like, don't worry, we got your back. Like, this is all happening and it's going to be just fine. So that's Saturday. I'll do a little summary here. I won't do Sunday because, of course, we'll do Holding Space Sunday and we'll go from there. So that's Saturday. Okay, let's do a summary from the week. I don't usually do this. I usually go back to the same two card decks that we started with. But again, angels and ancestors. I got my title, so that was easy. I'm going to draw 3 of these cards. I am going to draw one of the map, not the 7 sacred energies. But okay, whoop, 1. Okay, 2, 3. I think. 1 second here. Yeah. Okay. 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 So the overall conclusion for the week is, well, let's do this one first. It's the same thing we've been saying for a couple bits of time. So this is the advice cards. Release the old and rest. I can't say that any other way, right? We're still doing our work. We're still putting it out there. We're talking to our guides, angels, pulling in information, discerning, meditating, doing all the things. But don't stop working. We also got drum, which is dream and journey. So continuing, that's the meditation piece too, right? Keep doing that work too. We also got peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. I don't know how that, it's mostly just like, that one is keeping the peace, like within the family lineage, but mostly for yourself. Keep the peace and forgive yourself. This process isn't easy. It's hard, you guys. We're doing the best we can. And if you're doing the work, that's all that's required. And we also got the sun. So enjoy success and happiness. That's a good way to end the week. Enjoy success and happiness. And just know, yeah, the sun's going to continue to send these things to us. Woo! I think it's that card. Flew out. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is where we're leaving it. Details, details is the card. Um, in the magnifying glass is the word clarity. So it's also about clarity this week. Again, where are we headed? What do we want? What do we need to manifest? What are our true passions, desires, and how do we envision this new energy and how we use it, and what we're working towards. So yeah, it's just about, again, there's a lot of books there, a lot of study. It's about continuing to do the work. So even if it's just like, even if you just go research sacred geometry or something new, or, you know, yeah, just go. Or if that whole chat about Atlantis and you're like, I don't know anything about that, like start looking into different stories and perspectives of what this planet really is all about and what we're doing here and what the end goal is. So that's what I mean by doing the work. So, and that can be as simple as reading a book. So, and looking for the fine details. Okay, that's the week. I hope you uh, I hope you enjoy it, even though there's lots going on. Just the big thing is don't give up because we're so close. We really are this time. Like, I'll be saying this for the next few weeks. It's not like it's going to happen tomorrow. Although I'll take a unicorn tomorrow because that would just be fun to go hang out with a unicorn for the day. Um, we'll see you for Holding Space Sunday, and I have a feeling that will be a continuation of uh, what we need to do for moving forward. So have a good week. Take care of yourselves, and I love you.